Okay, welcome to week one, an introduction to entrepreneurship. We're going to look at understanding entrepreneurship fundamentals today. Why we do, what exactly is entrepreneurship, what traits of successful entrepreneurs. Man, I don't know if entrepreneurs are born or made, to be honest, but I have been doing this since I was about 12 years old. I had a paper route when I was a kid. I delivered milk. I got sweets from the wholesaler and packaged sweets up and sold sweets at school. I mowed yards and I just did everything I could. Ended up starting my own little wholesaling business when I was about 17 over in England. And then when I got to America in my early 20s, it kind of snowballed from there. And now I'm 43 years old. It's 2024. And I haven't had I haven't had a regular job in over 20 years. So yeah, let's for those of you just starting out, this is the best wonderful journey you could ever want to take. It's better than 9 to 5. It will allow you so much freedom, but it can also bite you. It's like having a pet crocodile. Didn't write that in the script, didn't write it in my slides, but it is. It's like having a pet crocodile. It's fun, and then some days it's not. So anyway, let's jump in and take a slide. Listen, what is entrepreneurship? Basically, it's about identifying opportunities. You see opportunities around you, like I did as a little kid. Hey, there's no sweets at school. You can't get candy during the day. Well, it's an opportunity there. It's about an opportunity. It's about finding that opportunity and then being prepared to take a risk whilst at the same time creating value. You've got to create more value in the marketplace than you charge for, because if you can create more value than you charge for, then people will always be willing to pay you because they're getting value. And so it's not just about starting a business and saying, hey, I'm gonna take this widget and I'm gonna sell widgets. It's about solving a problem and making a positive impact at the same time. And I like to say, we don't sell things, right? First, we serve our clients, we serve our people, we solve their problems, we sell them a solution. Just like in this course, I'm serving you and I'm solving your problems. And some of you are going to buy a solution from us. I mean, that's just how business works. It's by identifying that you'll have a problem. There's an opportunity here for you to help. Taking a risk, spending a bunch of time and a bunch of effort producing the content, building the groups, creating value that's there, and then you get paid at the end of it. So entrepreneurship really is about, hey, here's a problem that I can solve by investing my own time and money to create something valuable that's going to have a positive impact on a specific group of buyers. And that's essentially, what it is there. And man, again, are entrepreneurs born or made? They're probably made, but there are key characteristics in entrepreneurs that kind of repeat over and over and over. So, they're normally innovative. There's something always going on in their head. They're just trying to solve some sort of problem. A lot of us, play quizzes and play Sudoku and just try and get those problems out onto paper. There's an element of risk taking as well with entrepreneurs. We don't like having bosses. We don't like being told what to do. We like to walk to the beat of our own drum, which for a lot of you guys in your 20s, it is a struggle. Well, I'm quitting my job to go start a business. No. Start the business, build the business, and then quit the job, right? I've got a wonderful friend who shall remain nameless for the sake of this course, but he's desperate to go start his own business, but right now he's a manager in someone else's business, and he's still quite naive, still quite inexperienced. So why not spend the next couple of years learning on somebody else's dime? Why not spend the next couple of years learning to build businesses and get a regular paycheck for it? So even though we're innovative risk takers that love solving problems, sometimes it pays dividends. If you haven't started your business yet, or started it and you don't have a job, sometimes when I go in and coach people, sometimes I have to tell them, look, the best thing you can do right now is go get a job and keep the business and run the business around your job. Use the job to pay for your expenses and your living costs and let the business breathe and grow. That risk-taking thing is something you've got to pay attention to. But we want to make changes. We want to bring about change. We've got a passion for getting the ideas off of our head, out of our head, sorry, and onto paper. And you'll know if you're an entrepreneur, it's only about 8% of people have that specific set of characteristics built in. And out of that 8%, only maybe 5% of us actually make it. Being an entrepreneur is very, very difficult to do consistently all the time. The older you get, the better you get at it. But a lot of you start things and a few months in, it doesn't work and you have to go back to work and you abandon the thing you started. So what I would say at the beginning of all this is make sure your money's right. Make sure you got money. Make sure you've got something there at the beginning and build the business around having a 9 to 5. Because when you look and you study your time, even if you've got a full-time 9 to 5, it's only 40 hours a week. There's another 40 hours there in that stuff. If you've got a family and you've got stuff to do, well, dial it back. Still find 10, 15, 20 hours in the week to work on your passion, your labor of love, and work on business. And so one of the things I always caution folks is like, make sure you're right. Just don't quit your job until it's strong, it's healthy. That takes time. And a lot of us don't have the patience, but we see a lot of entrepreneurs fail is they quit immediately, jump into entrepreneurship, and they don't build a business that cash flows enough to support. Because that's very, very difficult. It's easy to do on paper, and it's easy to do when you look at projections through rose-tinted glasses, but it's very difficult to do in reality. That's the point of this whole 12 weeks. I'm going to give you for free the foundation that you should have implemented in your company. Successful. And I've done it multiple times. It's a recipe. It's like baking a cake, right? You may have all the right ingredients for a cake, but you may put it in the oven and the recipe says bake at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. And you're like, well, shit, I know better. I'm going to bake it at 700 degrees for 20 minutes. And even though you get all the right ingredients, the execution is wrong and the business fails, you end up with a burnt cake. So take it slow and just go step by step by step. Follow the formulas that I lay, follow the recipe. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the traits of successful entrepreneurs, things that you will have to make this work. Some vision. You've got to see vision where people see problems. You've got to see opportunities. And I hope you're making notes, because the most simple way to change a problem into an opportunity is to take the statement, I cannot, I can't, and change it to how can I? Oh, that's a little different, isn't it? Oh, I can't do it. How can I do it? All entrepreneurship is solving problems in a row. You just solve the next problem and the next one and the next one and the next one. That's all it is. It's just a cumulative stack of problems that you need to solve every single day. And as you get better at solving problems, create systems within your company, create processes for them to solve those problems, are delegated, trained to employees, the company grows, and all of a sudden problems aren't problems anymore. It's just part of a day operation. Resilience. You've got to be tough. Who was it said, if you're going to be dumb, you've got to be tough? I forget which song that was, but you've got to have some resilience as an entrepreneur. Setbacks and failures are normal, healthy, and part of learning. And when you're starting out, you're probably going to fail 95% of the time. And after 20 years, you might fail 5% of the time. But starting out, there's a whole bunch of stuff you just don't know. And you don't know where you're going to fail or how you're going to fail until you do it. You can try and map out exactly what is going to happen. And we do all kinds of planning sessions and all kinds of project pre-mortems. So where would this possibly fail? And you put as many fail safes in place as possible. But at the end of the day, like, you're going to fail at start. That's okay. We don't want to get beat up, fail. Understand that it's a natural part of learning, and just embrace it, because the more you can fail, the quicker you fail, the quicker you can learn, the quicker you can succeed. Now, if you fail and don't learn from it, you're going to have to repeat the lesson. Therein lies a problem, because a lot of people, especially us entrepreneurs, we are driven by ego, and we don't like to be told. Fail, embrace that failure, learn from it, set your ego down, and forward. And I teach from experience, and I teach from having an ego, I teach from having lost everything. So it's a big accept the failure, make your notes, find a coach, find somebody that can guide you to go, and move forward. Adaptability. Yes, you've got to be able to pivot when necessary. The world is never, ever a straight line. It's curvy. Always stuff coming up. Just don't expect, no matter how well you plan. And yes, you should plan well and you should prepare well, but you should also be able to pivot when necessary. So keep that in mind. Now, I've got passion listed here because you really want to be passionate about when you own a business, live it, sleep it, it is life. Okay, until you get it structured and set up in a way that other people can operate with you and for you, which we'll get to later in the course. But like initially, like this is it. This is your life. So if you're not passionate about what you do, passionate about solving that particular problem, and carrying forward and committed to that business idea, never make it. There is nothing worse than running a business that you don't care about. There's nothing worse than having to get out of bed and going, oh God, I don't want to do this today. That's just like a job. So if you're not passionate about it, there's a very strong chance that you're just creating yourself a job, and that within the first couple of years you'll be miserable to quit. And that's really one of the things a lot of businesses coming up don't make it past the 2 years. They don't, and even fewer make it past the 5-year mark. It's not because they're shitty businesses, it's just because there's no passion there, and you've got a technician that's good at what he does and bad at owning a business. And so if you're not committed to what it is you're doing and being the best in the marketplace, then you'll never survive, because it's nature, right? Business is war. Like the big guy's going to come and eat you. So be very, very dialed in with what you're doing. You've got to enjoy it. It's got to be something you get up every day and love to do. And you have got to have discipline. And discipline and accountability and focus is what I teach in Mastermind. There's very little actual business strategy in there. Most of it is discipline, set, strategy, accountability. Nothing happens overnight. It takes between 7 and 10 years to become a success. Put it into perspective, I've been podcasting since 2016. I've been consulting since 2020. It's a long, ongoing process, step by step by step. If you go to the gym 3 times in a week, you don't really see any changes. If you go to the gym 3 times a week for 4 months, you'll start to see some noticeable changes. But if you go to the gym 3 times a week for 5 years, everybody will look at you and go, damn, that dude's in shape. He's got his shit together. And it's the same with business. And having specific goals that you're trying to hit and being able to focus on those goals and being able to stay disciplined is really, it's about all of the ingredients that you need. And the reason a lot of businesses don't make it is because their only goal is to be their own boss. And so I want to be my own boss. Well, how much money do you want to make? I don't care, just enough to pay my bills. Well, most people's bills are under 10 grand a month. And then you get a technician, somebody that's good at what they actually do, that jumps into the marketplace to try to become a business owner. And they're only trying to make 10 grand a month. They're just trying to replace their job. They never set a goal any higher than that. And so the strange thing is, if you set your goals at $100,000 a month revenue, and you don't look anything else, you don't look at any job or any project or any set of clients that's not going to get you to that goal, you very quickly start moving in that direction. That's a little bit deep. Introduction slide, maybe we'll save that to later on down the path. Now, here is a few myths about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are born, not made. That is a myth. I think there's a little bit of attitude of the entrepreneur coming from born. I think that, some people sit down at a piano and they can make a piano go. Some people sit down at a business and they can make business work. But for the most part, every single skill you as an entrepreneur can be learned. The biggest skill you need to learn and develop is focus and discipline. Two biggest muscles in you can get past anything and you can solve any problem if you're focused on the problem and discipline to keep showing up and trying. So entrepreneurship really can. Myth, you need a lot of money to start. Well, yeah, you do, but you don't. So you can see. You need a lot of money to start. You don't need to start at all. You can start right now if you've got an internet connection and if you've got a Canva account. Start a business for under $500. Selling stuff. It's really simple. You've got a cell phone, internet connection, Canva. Yes, to start bigger companies takes a lot of money. Of course it does. But if you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, and if you, let's say you were painting houses, let's say you're a house painter. If you had a cell phone and a Canva account and a Facebook account for Facebook Marketplace, and you had a way to capture leads through maybe your phone sites or a Go High Level account, for under $500, you could be out there capturing leads for painting jobs. Get your first painting job. You got my job. You get the deposit on the job. You run to the store and you buy the tools you need. It's really simple. Under $1,000. Get going. Under 500. And last myth: entrepreneurs work alone. That is there's a lot of lone stuff to this. And one of the biggest problems to solve, especially in small businesses, guys with 2, 3, 5 employees and revenue, the biggest problems they have is they carry everything on their shoulders. Nobody can do this as good as me. I'll just do it. It's not going to get done right if I don't do it. Sound familiar? Those are some of the things we've got to work on. Getting out of the system and replacing teams. Because not only do great entrepreneurs have strong networks of people around them, like you'll find in them here, they also build strong teams. They document their work processes. They delegate their work processes. People. They build teams and they build trust in teams. And so the only way to do that is to do the job, document the job, delegate the job. And in reality, the best entrepreneurs are the best delegators and the best overseers of the organization. So there it is. All right, that is going to do the intro to entrepreneurship lesson. Don't forget to take a quiz and to read lesson notes that are attached to this lesson. Please sign up for Q&As, participate in it, get so much out of this group. Use the forums. If you haven't made an introduction thread yet, stop what you're doing, go introduce yourself, let me say hello, and if you need any help, go and find that button, and I'll get you sorted, we'll get you on the right path. All right, that's going to do it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.